Welcome to the channel, guys. Today I have some pretty good information for you. We're going to start off with some news on Shilo and also some news on Shadeur. So, hit the like button if you guys like the content, subscribe, and leave a comment about Shadeur or Shilo. That's what we're covering today in this video. So, why Shadeur Sanders' Cleveland depth chart position is great for NFL career. Shadeur Sanders' tenure at Colorado made him one of the most accomplished quarterbacks in the program's history. His record-breaking feats drew national recognition, and his number 2 jersey was retired. What does his Cleveland chart depth position mean for his NFL career? Cleveland quarterback Shadeur Sanders' NFL career hasn't exactly started the way we envisioned. Once projected as a 2025 NFL Draft first-round pick, even as top 10, even as high as top 10. Colorado Buffalo star Sanders slipped all the way to day 3 of the draft. Since then, he's managed to stay in the national spotlight right up to the roster cut deadline. That's when Sanders got the news that he made Cleveland's 53-man roster. He'll open the season as the team's emergency third-string quarterback, sitting behind veteran Joe Flacco, Cleveland's starter, and rookie Dillon Gabriel, a third-round draft pick out from Oregon Ducks. Third on Cleveland's depth chart could be great for Sanders' NFL career. The Browns traded Kenny Pickett to the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday, a move that likely cleared a path for Sanders to stick around. The fall in the draft was a steep one for a quarterback who put up big numbers at Colorado last season. Sanders completed 74% of his passes for 4,134 yards and 37 touchdowns, with just 10 interceptions. The talent is undeniable, but the situation in Cleveland means his chances of actually seeing the field this year could be slim. Flacco has earned the trust of the coach Kevin Stefanski, and Gabriel comes with a higher level of organizational investment. Even so, a slower start works in Sanders' favor. Scouts weren't shy about pointing out some concerns during the draft. Questions about his leadership, how he handles more formidable defenses, and how his numbers dipped after a scheme change. Now, instead of being thrown straight into the fire, he's got the chance to sit back, learn, and ease into the NFL game at his own pace. For now, Sanders will wait his turn, but if he uses this time to learn from Flacco and sharpen his game while competing with Gabriel, Cleveland could eventually find itself with a valuable piece waiting for the right opportunity. And you know what that is? Perfect timing. Can Sanders thrive in Colorado like he did at Cleveland like he did in Colorado? Sanders has an uphill climb ahead, but being the Browns' third-string quarterback actually takes a lot of pressure off of him. There's no pressure for Sanders to step onto the field right away, which gives him a chance to learn the NFL game at a comfortable pace. Stefanski knows how to help quarterbacks figure things out. Back in Minnesota, he worked with young quarterbacks and helped them find their footing. In Cleveland, he did the same with quarterback Baker Mayfield, even if it didn't work out for the Browns. Flacco had a career resurgence in 2023, taking the Browns to the playoffs. Watson, not so much. With Sanders, Stefanski finally got to pick a quarterback he could really shape. Both Sanders and Dillon Gabriel competed for the backup role, but for now, Sanders remains behind Gabriel. That's not a setback; it's an opportunity. Impact of Colorado coach Deion Sanders on son Shadeur Sanders. Since his time at Jackson State under his father Deion Sanders, Shadeur has carried high expectations and constant national attention. Sitting behind two quarterbacks this season lets him step back from the spotlight and focus entirely on his own growth. Shadeur has been prepared for the attention by Coach Prime, who has been a media star his entire football career. Coach Prime has passed along the innate desire to compete to his son Shadeur, while reiterating his belief in him. I'm proud of my kids, all of them. I prepare my kids for any and everything that could possibly happen in life and in sports, said Deion Sanders on Tuesday, after his oldest son Shilo was cut from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This redshirt year gives Sanders the chance to study the playbook, learn from a veteran like Flacco, and refine the skills that made him a top collegiate prospect. If he approaches the year with patience and dedication, the Browns could have a quarterback ready to make real impact when the time is right. And Sanders could finally start writing the NFL story he was meant to tell. Let's go, Shadeur. So I want to thank the sponsor of this video. We have no sponsor of this video, so if you want to sponsor this video, send me an email. Also, we have the Candle of the Month Club, $100, guys. Just put candle in the comments below. You get 4 candles sent directly to your door. You have to pay for shipping and handling. Costs $100 a month. You join the candle club. Just send me, just write down in the comments below, candle club, and I'll send you a message about you getting on board. $100 a month, 4 candles, homemade soy candles, the best candles you can get, and it does support the channel, right? So support the channel any way you guys can. That'd be great. So now we're going to talk about Shilo. Deion Sanders issued a statement on Shilo Sanders' decision with stark reality of NFL salary laid bare. Shilo Sanders is currently out of the NFL. The announcement came just one day after he was ejected from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers preseason finale against the Buffalo Bills for throwing a punch at his opponent, tight end Zach Davison. Following the news break, the 25-year-old released from the Bucs as they finalized their 53-man roster for the 2025 season. His NFL legend father, Deion Sanders, has spoken out in support of his son. "Oh, most definitely. I've talked to him," Coach Prime said. During a Colorado football press conference on Sunday, "He's my son. I'm proud of him. All of them. And I'm preparing my kids for any and everything that could possibly happen in life and in sports." That's part of the fathering. That's part of parenting. That's part of having a relationship. So he is mentally where he needs to be, physically where he needs to be. We're praying that he gets another opportunity to go with the team, but if he doesn't, the plans have already been put forward to what he's going to do next. Sanders went undrafted in the draft, but the former Buffalo standout safety was picked up shortly afterwards by the Buccaneers after a college career in which he amassed 170 tackles, 123 solo, 4 tackles for loss, and an interception that went for a touchdown. But if he can't find his way back into the league, then his father isn't too downtrodden on that. Shiloh's a man of many talents, Dion added. "I don't know if you guys know, he's a man of many talents, and he's going to be straight. All the Sanders are going to be straight, or with or without football. You better believe that. You better believe that I take care of mine, and I've always have. And you all know what I mean. You better believe that." According to Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio, Tampa Bay were impressed by Shiloh's work ethic and attitude, despite having grown up around a Hall of Fame legend. We're told that the Buccaneers enjoyed having Shilo in the building, viewing the son of Deion Sanders as a good kid, who was at all times respectful to everyone. Shilo was also immediately remorseful following the incident that disqualified him from the second quarter of the game against the Bills. Sanders could, in theory, sign with the Bucs practice squad after clearing waivers, Florio added. The bigger question is whether he's good enough to compete and to play at the NFL level. Perhaps the biggest gut punch was the financial implication that has for the safety. But being on the practice squad also compensates players particularly well, especially compared to the average 9 to 5 salary in Americans. In a tweet posted to Deion Sanders' Jr. Instagram story, it highlighted the practice squad rookies earn approximately $13,000 per week, which equates to around $234,000 after a full 18-week season. However, Sanders is currently in the midst of a $12 million bankruptcy case, with him attempting to erase most of that debt after he was ordered to pay damages after an alleged assault on a former high school security guard when he was 15 years old. After signing with the Bucs for training camp, Sanders had not been coy in revealing his personal goals for the season, where he vowed to make the final 53-man roster from there, envisioning himself on to receive Pro Bowl honors on special teams. While phase one of the goal hasn't materialized in the way that he had perhaps planned, he hasn't given up on his dream to play in the league, with there still being a slim chance that he does make it. PFSN's Scott Benedetto predicted that Dallas Cowboys, who are currently up to their eyes in drama surrounding disgruntled pass rusher Micah Parsons, could yet be a possible landing spot for the Sanders. Shilo would have to work out for him would have to work cut out for him to make the game day roster, but don't put it past Jerry Jones to reach for some nostalgia by adding Shilo. Of course, his father Deion spent 5 seasons in Dallas in which he recorded 14 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, and 159 tackles, 148 solo. Now, thanks to his name, Sanders may have the opportunity to follow in Coach Prime's footsteps and take the field for America's team. All right, Shilo, let's keeping on, brother. That's the Shadeur and Shilo news for today. Have yourselves a good day. leave a comment, subscribe. Cheers.